So we back with another video. Today we got y'all boys with the best takeovers in the game. We're gonna be ranking every single takeover on NBA 2K23. Whether you're on current gen, whether you're on next gen, whether you're talking about the takeover perks, it does not matter. We're gonna be going over everything in this video. Now we already did the badges. You guys want that? Go like the video, but I got the link in that. Should be in the description. If I don't put it in the description, spam me and I got y'all. I'll put it in the comments down below. But yeah, today we're going to be doing all three categories. If you guys want more, like the video, subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, man, it's your boy Fitz. Let's hop into it. Let's go! Alright, so when it comes to current gen, it's a lot different than last year, but not really. So what's the main difference? Pretty much you now can have dual take. Now when you get dual take, it's not really hard to get dual take. You can just instantly pop it. As soon as you get one take, you get all. So really broken. Now for some of these, I've said this time and time again, when it comes to the regular takeovers, when you get the full joints, they're very balanced. Like there's nothing that's way better and nothing that's way worse. There's just certain things that should probably be nerfed, which will go in broken, and then there's gonna be a lot of top tiers and a lot of usables. So let's hop into it. So first one is glass mirror take. If you don't know how glass mirror take works, pretty much you get a lot of different in-game abilities when it comes to setting better screens. You're gonna be able to help people hit shots off your passes. When you get rebounds, you're gonna be able to get better rebound animations. You're gonna be able to get worms. You're gonna get all different types within the glass mirror benefits. But when it comes to the plus 10s, it's the only takeover in the game to give you plus 10 to rebounding for defensive and offensive, and you get other things as well across the board. But that's really the main point. When it comes to big men, since it is the only one that gives you rebounding, kind of like how shooting Sharp is the only one that gives you 3-ball, it's got to be a top tier. Next is the lockdown takeover. Lockdown takeover, in my opinion, this year is good. I just wouldn't say it's like broken. The only thing I'll say is it's the second best or second most plus 10s. So Slash has the most, but I don't know if I can say it's the second best because Sharp take getting that plus 10 to 3 is, and it being the only one, is kind of OP, and we all know how shooting is. Everybody want to be able to shoot threes because threes is more than twos. But lockdown is pretty much how you be able to play the best defense possible, and on current gen it's a lot better than it is on next gen in my opinion. So I will have to say lockdown is a top tier takeover. When it comes to Playmaker takeover, this is a takeover that I would easily say is usable, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's usable. There's just other takeovers I would go with it first. But if you want to be able to have as much fun on the game, it's going to be really good. If you want to help your teammates hit shots on the game, pretty much anytime you pass in somebody, it's pretty much going to be giving them like sharp takes so they can shoot from even further and stuff like that. And yeah, really good. And you're going to be able to take a lot of angles. So that's why it's one of the most fun takeovers. But yeah, you put this alongside other things, you're going to get really good plus 10s and some more stuff. Not the best ones, but some good plus 10s. Now, post take. Post take is really good. The thing that really wild about post take is not even like the most broken like thing when it comes to like the post moves. It's really the fact that it gets plus 10 to interior defense. So it gets really one of the main things that you would go for a rim take, and you get that on post take. But we all know how broken post take is. Somebody gets that, is GG's. The only thing is you're not really going to have a lot of post-scoring builds all the time, but I still would say it's broken. It's one of the only things that needs to be nerfed. It's not as broken as it was at the beginning of the year when I first did these, because they now have nerfed post hooks, but post spins, drop steps, just backing people down, all that is very overpowered, and all that stuff is stuff that's benefited. Now, post phase, post hooks still are benefited with the post take, but it's just not as broken where like how 2K has kind of calmed that down really, which was a really good patch. 2K, I'm gonna be honest, they patched things that was very broken. They felt like steals wasn't very broken, so they kept it the same. So I give 2K that, man. Usually when there's an uproar, crazy uproar, 2K comes in and just patches it. And I ain't gonna lie, 2K been on they stuff where they not like, cause usually off rip, bro, the game is completely different by the end of the year. And after one season, we ain't get too big of a difference on the game. It's really just been the post scores have changed, and that's about it. So I give 2K credit for that, I guess. But for the people that want that change, but this is what it is. Now, rim take, in my opinion, rim take is good. It's just like you can still get dunked on with rim take. You still can make some crazy stuff on rim take. But rim take in the right hands is going to get crazy block animations. You're going to get really good consistent contests. But the thing is, sometimes people make those contests. So it is what it is. I say it's usable. But when it comes to the big man takeovers, it's probably the last one. I probably honestly would use post. I'll probably Nah, it's cap. I don't know. These two are very odd because post take is broken, but I might choose rim take before I choose post take. But I feel like you don't really need rim take on this game, unlike last year where you needed it last year because it was so, like, the paint contest was so bad, especially on current gen. But this year it's a lot more consistent, so I probably would go with rim take before I go post. I probably would go post before I go rim, should I say? Especially since it does get the plus 10 to interior. So yeah, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just I would go with glass because that's the only way you can get plus 10 to rebound it, and the plus 10 that you get like physicals wise on rim take is just not that crazy. They don't really give you too much to go with. Now sharp take, we all know that's a top tier badge or take. It's the only takeover in the game that gives you plus 10 to your 3-point shooting. That's really all you need to be said. Now it also allows you to shoot from limitless. It gives you a much bigger green window on 3-pointers, so it also does make it a lot easier to fade, stand still, all that stuff when it comes to shooting threes. So that's why you see a lot of people fading on threes and they have sharp take. It's gonna still help that because you do get that benefit to just shooting threes. Now, shot creator take is a good take on current gen. It's a really good take because people want to fade. But the thing is, it doesn't have that plus 10 to 3. Some people was telling me that it should get that plus 10 to 3, but think about it. If it got plus 10 to 3, what would be the reason to even go sharp take? Just to be able to shoot from limitless? Like, it used to be able to give you plus 10 to 3, but the fact that it doesn't no more is really balancing the full game. Because shot creator take, if you had plus 10 to 3, let's go over all the benefits. It allows you to fade. You can green really high fades when it comes to shot creator take. You can take people's ankles when you're doing spin jumpers and hop jumpers. When you want to do spin jumpers, hop jumpers, it's gonna make a lot more. It's a lot easier to make that type of stuff. Your mid range is a lot easier to shoot just in general when it comes to standstill, and you can even help. It helps you even when it comes to fading anywhere. So, shot creator does a lot, but I think it's still just usable. I would say it's at the top of usable, but yeah, it still does a lot. Next is going to be slasher, and shot creator doesn't just give you mid range; it give you like ball handle, some other stuff. But I think they took away speed ball a couple years back. They took away 3-pointer. But it still does a lot more than sharp. Sharp just has that 3-point that really sets it apart from a lot of takeovers. And then slasher, the takeover that has the most plus 10s, you get plus 10 to pretty much, not even pretty much, literally every single physical. So when it comes to speed, acceleration, strength, vertical, all that is plus 10. You get everything on finishing. You get speed with ball. So that's kind of the thing that kind of nerfs Playmaker, because you get the ball handle and speed with ball and speed and acceleration with the slasher takeover. So why would you go play take when you can go slasher take? Only reason you would go play take is to either help your teammates hit shots or to make people fall. Slasher is going to be very broken to get certain contact dunk animation within the package. It's going to be easy to get a lot more contact dunks. We all know how crazy rim running is. We all know how hard it is to block dunks in this game, and Slasher just makes that even harder. So yeah, I would say it's the #1 takeover on current gen with how crazy rim runs is. It's either that or sharp. This is the only one I would say needs to be patched. I wouldn't say Slasher needs to be patched. I feel like they just need to figure out a much better mesh point for the dunk rating, negating the block rating. They need to do something on that. But besides that, I think the takeovers are very, very balanced, and there's really no takeover that's really you could go wrong with. That's all I would say. So I was checking my analytics. Even with 100K, we still have 80% of you guys not subscribed. I don't know what else I gotta do. Now, if you guys want to get more in touch with me, you can join the Discord. But how you watching my videos and not subscribe? Subscribe! It's that simple. Alright, next is going to be the next gen takeovers. And these are going to be pretty much the current gen takeovers just split up. Now, some are going to have 4, some are just, most of them are going to have 3. And then you're going to be one that only has 2. So let's hop into it. So first one is Advanced Gatherers. If you played this game, you know Euros, hop, step, spins are overpowered this year. Back to being overpowered. Now, do people use them all the time? No, because you do lose the ball sometimes on it. But when you use Advanced Gatherers and Slippery Finisher, combination is pretty broken. The thing is it a top tier? Due to the fact that you don't really have to do it, I would say it's just usable. It's usable for certain playstyles. I can see people using it, and it is really good. It's just like when you can just go up with 2 hands and get a crazy dunk from extremely far out, and it's not gonna get blocked. You're not gonna have to worry about yourself losing the ball. I would just say I would rather just go with something else 9 times out of 10, but it is really good. It is really good. If you want to do this alongside like a hop step dunk, a Euro dunk, a spin dunk, it's really good, but it's just not necessary. Next is advanced post move. So this is pretty much if you want to do like a drop step, a post spin, stuff like that in the post. We all know how broken this stuff is. I would say pretty much all the post score stuff is still kind of broken, especially stuff like this. Now the shooting ones is not as broken. It's kind of take a little bit more skill now, but they're still really good. But yeah, ankle breaking shots. Ankle breaking shots, you don't really get too many ankles with it. I'd say the fact that you don't get a crazy amount of ankles with it would be usable, but the fact that you hit a crazy, like the amount of shots you can hit off this is it's impeccable. It's amazing, and I use it a lot for my hop jumpers, and I like it so much. So I'm gonna put it top tier. Box out wall. This is pretty much how you box out a lot better, or go around people's box outs. I'll put this to just usable. I could see people using it. I don't know why we have not enough badge points. Didn't mean to do that. All right, easy blow-bys. Easy blow-bys is a very, very simple one because we all know what people want to do. They want to go for their 3, their mid-range, or dunk. And 9 out of 10, they want to dunk. So, whatever's going to make you easier to get to that rim without no hesitation, takes as little bit as adrenaline bars. Easy blow-bys is perfect for that. I would say that's a top-tier badge. Enhanced jump shot contest. This is pretty much to get the best shot contest possible. Honestly, I don't really see the point of it this year. Where last year I could see it because you green really consistently on contested shots. This year the way it works is the timing impact of your jump shot and your jump shot rating if you want to be able to consistently hit contested shots. But at the same time, I would say enhanced jump shot contest. If you want to get heavily contested pretty much every single time you get a contest, yeah, it's gonna be good. But I would say it's just usable, because you're going to get consistent contests because you got to think about it. You now have the challenger badge that you can put up. So it kind of negates the point of using that all the time. Now extreme clamps is really good because some people don't feel like clamps badge is that crazy. So if you feel like you need something even better than even just Hall of Fame or gold or silver, whatever clamps you have, go with extreme clamps. And this is going to be significantly better than the clamps badge for a lot of people if you feel like it's very inconsistent and get bumps and stuff like that. So I'm going to go with extreme clamps as a top tier badge. Finishing moves, if you want to be able to have contact dunks, they have now patched it. So if you have the finishing moves takeover and you're wide open, you're going to have a huge green window. If you're going for a contact dunk with finishing moves takeover, you're going to have a significantly bigger green window than if you didn't have the finishing moves takeover popped. Now, another thing is, if you want to go for layups during this, it's going to be very good for people that want to use pro touch, people that don't have layup timing, people that want to do like the little double clutch layups, which are really, really OP on this game. Finishing moves is really good. Definitely a top tier badge. Glass cleaning dimes. Glass cleaning dimes is a good big man one. I would say it's a usable takeover. I can see it being used for certain people. I think I would probably go with, I feel like this and box out wall are on the same level of how good it is. Sometimes box out wall has its uses. I feel like box out wall for a 5v5, 3v3, 2v2 would have more uses than glass cleaning dimes. So I would probably say box out wall, I would probably use it more, but I can see people using glass cleaning dimes as well. Interior badge drop. If you double up on it in the interior, you're going to drop people's badges twice. But the thing is, pretty much a lot of people are going to be able to shoot on this game. So 9 out of 10, you're not going to have a lot of people being on the paint. Only really time I feel like this is going to be a really good badge is if you're playing 5v5 and you're playing like a zone or something. But if you're not double up on it, it's not really nothing too crazy. And even then, it's not going to be popping nearly as much as the perimeter badge drop one. So I'm going to say it's usable. Limitless range. Limitless range is a top tier takeover. I made a video going over which one is better, limitless range or spotted precision. If you guys want to see that, the link to that will be in the description. Also, if you guys want me to do a video like that comparing any of these other takeovers, put that in the comments down below. Negative impact. This is literally a broken takeover. You can green any contest with this consistently. Now, you can green really, really high contest in this game, but it's not consistent. Negative impact, you can shoot some crazy shit and you'll be able to green it. Especially if you pair negative impact with Trae Young, literally an automatic 3 every single time. It's very, very broken. Very, very broken. Paint intimidation. I like paint intimidation. I'm going to go ahead and put it to top tier. The only thing is, just like I was saying for current gen, is, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to these takeovers, yeah, it's gonna help you, but if people will still dunk you, people will still be able to do a lot of things. So I could see myself saying it's more usable than top tier, but I think it is a top tier because I do see some people still to this day, some reason, still complain. I don't really have a problem with the paint contest, even on my build that doesn't have a crazy interior defense and I'm just 6'9", but if you feel like you need it, yeah, it's gonna do the job. It's gonna get you really consistent contests. Now if people make it, people still dunk you, that might be on you, but yeah, it's gonna do its job. Perimeter badge drop, that's definitely one of the most, that might be a broken badge because you put this alongside glove. If you're like a pure lot with really crazy steal rating and you double up on it, you're gonna be taking people's unpluckable. If they have it on Hall of Fame, you can now go to silver if you have it doubled up. If you have somebody that's going with, majority of guards have gold unpluckable. So if you're going to get somebody with gold unpluckable, you can bring their stuff down to bronze, and you're going to be ripping them every single time. So perimeter badge drop is actually one of the most broken takeovers in the game. I would even argue it's more broken than the negative impact and any of the post scoring takeovers. It's just a fact. Next is post playmaking. I would say this is literally a don't use. I would use so many other takeovers. Honestly, I'm gonna put this down here too. I feel like a post scorer will be able to use this before they use a glass king dimes. That's just me personally. Honestly, I guess people do need help shooting this year, but if you ain't used to shooting by now, I don't know what to tell you. I've made a jump shot video breaking down everything. So I don't know, but yeah, post shot daggers. This is pretty much like shooting from the post. They've nerfed this heavily. I guess I'll say it's usable now. Nothing too crazy though. Power back downs, that's top tier. Just gonna let you back people down very, very easily. Very, very hard to guard when people have that. Pull up precision. This is gonna be really good for pull up. That's a top tier badge. We all know how much people want to fade the three. Easily a top tier badge. See the future. See the future is it's pretty much gonna let you know if people are making and missing, especially now where you don't even know if people green until the shot goes in. So this is actually good. As soon as somebody shoots, you're gonna see if it's missing or not. So this is like the only way to know if somebody's instantly greening. So I'll say that's a top tier badge off that alone. Spotter position is a top tier take. Depending on your 3-point rating, spotter position is even better than limitless range. That's a hot take, but yeah. Because I would say that's depending on what limitless range you would go with as well, depending on your 3-point rating. So if you have, I'm not finna break it down here. Y'all gotta go see that video. But yeah, I did a full video detailing that. It's a lot to go over. But stuff blocks, that's easily a top tier. If you want to get blocks consistently, go with stuff blocks. Just that simple. You're gonna get all different. It's pretty much rim protector badge and anchor, but on steroids to a whole nother tier. A lot of these takeovers for the defensive, like extreme clamps, is just clamps on a whole nother level. Enhanced jump shot contest is just challenger, but on a whole nother level. Paint intimidation is pretty much just anchor, a little bit of anchor, but on a whole nother level. Stuff blocks is pretty much just anchor, but on a whole nother level. So yeah, team badge boost. This is really good because it's gonna pretty much get your teammates badge, all their offensive badge up a tier. If you double up on it, you can get all your teammates offensive badges up 2 tiers. So you can pretty much, if somebody on your team is pretty much everybody they're running is at least silver, you can get all their stuff to Hall of Fame. That's a really good badge in my opinion. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say that's a top tier badge easily. Now the only way it works though, it only gonna boost their takeovers whenever you pass in the ball. It's not gonna be all the time. Now team ratings boost is gonna get your teammates +4. Now if you double up on that, it can get +8. So the way that's gonna work is you don't have to even pass it. As long as they're on the court with you, it's gonna be up +8 or +4. So that can be really good as well. You can go ahead and say that's another one that should go top tier. Now team takeover boost. Now this is one I can't get behind. I don't really understand the point of using that. Somebody explained it really well last time, saying like, safe and it's another way to get team takeover, your whole team takeover. But I ain't gonna lie, I can't get behind that, bro. They literally have a takeover perk that literally allows you to get takeover based off anything that happens on the court. So I don't even know why that's even a takeover booster. I think they should replace team takeover boost with like a crazy, like a dimer badge, like a crazy dimer badge. Because they got one for, I don't really understand how they don't have like a badge for Playmaker that's like a post Playmaker playmaking or a glass swing dimes for just the Playmaker takeover. Or they can give the Playmakers, ankle breaking badge or something like that, bro. They need to do something, bro. That's all I'm saying. They need to do something. But yeah, that's my takeover tier list for the next gen. Not in order, just pretty much putting them in the rank that I feel like they deserve based off when they came. So advanced post moves was put up there before either one of these, and ankle breaking shots was the first one I put in this tier, so that's why it's in front. So that's just my rankings for these. Last one but not least, now current gen and next gen both have the takeover perks, so this is gonna be very easy. So we have a broken, a top tier, usable, and don't use. So when it comes to these takeover perks, I'm gonna be honest, the broken is gonna be really stat, because some of these are actually broken this year. Like last year they were good, but when everybody had it. This year they're on a whole different level because it takes a lot more to get a certain two. So broken, accelerator has to be broken, especially for next gen because it's so much harder. Now on current gen it's not nearly as hard, but the thing is on current gen why it's broken is because it takes pretty much, so if it takes 6 shots to get takeover without accelerator, it's gonna pretty much halve that. So it now takes 3 shots. So think about that. On current gen, you get dual takeover pretty much in 3 to 4 shots. That's pretty wild in comparison to like 6 to 7. That's pretty wild. So it's pretty much halving how long it takes to get accelerator, and it's a lot easier to get off cold. It's a lot of benefits to have an accelerator that makes it very broken. Now decelerator can make it take forever for people to get their takeovers. So I'll say, and it's like a direct cancellation to broken. So I can say with honesty that is usable. The only thing is you have to be closely guarding them. It's not just gonna automatically do it at all times. So the closely guarding is the thing that kind of holds back a lot of these negative takeover perks. So yeah, extender. Again, another one that takes forever to get on next gen. You have to play the full My Career storyline. And if you do it wrong, if you already made a build, you got to do it again. Current gen is a lot easier. But yeah, pretty much what this does is it doesn't just double how long you have takeover. It's pretty much like 3 minutes of end game if you're playing 5v5. And if you're playing the park, you're pretty much having it to the end of the game. It's just that simple. So I would say extender. Since park is not as justifiable, I say it's top tier. Because on park, you know what I'm saying, it's not gonna be as justifiable because it's still gonna take those 6 shots to get the takeover. And even if you don't have it, you're pretty much gonna be able to end it with it. You're gonna be able to end your game with your takeover, I feel. So yeah, I would say it's just top tier. Juice is really crazy this year. It's gonna give you added bonus to how much you get to your attribute boost. So when I be talking about the plus 10s, now if you don't know how it works, now current gen is plus 10s, next gen is plus 8s. Now when you get juice, you can go all the way to like plus 21. So you can go crazy with juice with the pluses, and for certain builds it's definitely broken. Especially this year. So I would have to say juice is a broken takeover. You can easily get a lot of attributes to 99 with juice take easily. Minimizer, opponents activated takeovers don't last as long when closely guarded. So this is pretty much the way to negate extender. Again, I feel like minimizer is a little bit more useful than decelerator because yeah, decelerator is gonna be pretty much making it harder to get takeover. But think about it, minimizer is gonna be making it whenever somebody has takeover, you're gonna guard them. You're gonna guard them as hard as you can. So you're gonna be more likely to guard somebody hard when you have minimizer, especially when you have minimizer, because they're gonna have to be in take for it to really be activating. So this is gonna really be activating at all times when you need it to happen. I feel more than like a decelerator. So I would say this is a top tier because yes, it's an extender negative. It's like the negative extender. But when it comes to accelerator, you know how fast you got that takeover. Now it's gonna be it's gonna be pretty much half of how long you normally have takeover. Same thing if you had juice. Same thing if you had any of these other takeover perks to pretty much make it a lot easier to get your takeover. It's gonna be making it like it's gonna be really blowing you because you literally barely gonna ever even have takeover. You may now be able to have like takeover for like 1 or 2 shots now. So yeah, depending on what you're playing. Now if you're playing 2s, then yeah, it's not gonna be that crazy. But yeah, Saboteur, I don't really know how to say that. When a guarded opponent commits a turnover or bad shot, their takeover meter gets a larger penalty. Somebody in my video the last time was saying like that's a big deal. Nigga, why are you acting like that's a big deal, bro? I mean, I guess for locks, since lock this year is so good, especially for 5v5, that's really good because you can get people cold really easily with that. But if somebody has accelerator, again, you're gonna be able to get off cold easily. And if you have, you know what I'm saying, if you have like takeover and you don't use second chance, you're gonna lose your full takeover regardless. It doesn't even matter if you have this. It's not gonna be a larger penalty. It's just gonna lose your complete takeover. Now, does that now mean if you have like all that stuff, does it now make you cold? If it does make you cold, then that's pretty crazy. But I don't think that's what it does. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna do the same thing. So I would say Saboteur is like a don't use. Me personally, I said that last time, and I'm sticking with it. I don't care if you hate me for that. I just don't really see the purpose of it. Second chance, this is a takeover that's really good for people that make mistakes. So if you feel like you're getting ripped, if you feel like you need to protect yourself from stuff like that, I think it's a usable takeover. I'm not gonna say it's top tier anything because I'm gonna say that for like the extenders, the juices, the accelerators. Sponge, this is definitely a top tier. When a teammate performs an action to increase their takeover, you get a small boost to your own. So pretty much what Sponge is pretty much, if you remember how Showtime dunks was, and if you did a flashy dunk too, it would help your takeover and your teammates. So this is kind of like that, but it's only for you, and it's for anything your teammates, every teammate on your team. So if your teammate gets a rebound, he didn't pass it for an assist, your teammate now hits a shot, all that stuff you're getting stuff for your takeover. So in my opinion, Sponge, you could say is broken because you're gonna be getting takeover like this. You're gonna be getting takeover. Now, another thing is, I would say is, does it negate as well? So when people on your team do bad stuff, does it also affect your meter? That's gonna be kind of bad if it does, but I don't think that's how it works. I'm pretty sure anytime they do anything to increase, it just says to increase. It doesn't say to negative. So you get a smaller boost to your own. Now, the boost is actually not the same as like whenever you do the same type of thing, but just getting that boost is really significant. So yeah, I do like Sponge a lot. Stay warm. Takeover meters won't drain as quickly when performing poorly. So this is pretty much. Oh, so Saboteur really is a negative of this, and both of these are just like no. Second chance is literally far better than Stay Warm, because if you have Stay Warm on and you are going for like double take on next gen, you're losing it. You're just losing the full thing. Current gen, I don't even know how that works. I know when you pop take, you just get both, and team takeover is its own thing. So I don't really know how that works for y'all. So I don't even know if second chance is even really worth it on current gen for y'all. I don't even know how that really works. Suppressor, opponents with an active takeover receive smaller attribute boosts when you are guarding them. So this is pretty much like the negative of juice. So instead of you getting like those crazy high, you're gonna get it significantly lower. Now the way I think this works from what I've seen is just -4. It's not like where you can go so crazy with juice, and you can, if you double up, you can get all the way like the +20 plus and stuff like that. It's nothing like that. It's just gonna be like -4. So if it's like that, still, I would honestly say that's another don't use. Honestly, that's just me. But yeah, that's gonna be my takeover tier list for the current gen takeovers, for the next gen takeovers, and last but not least, the takeover perks. If you guys want more videos like this, all you gotta do is like the video, subscribe if you're new. I do appreciate all y'all boys for showing all the support lately, man. Y'all, I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna try to keep going crazy with the double uploads. At the beginning of the year, y'all showed me y'all was messing with that, and y'all been showing me this past week that y'all messing with that. So I'm gonna try to keep coming with that stuff, and it does help a lot. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. Like I said, like, subscribe, share the video, turn on notifications, be the first to all the videos. Without further ado, it's your boy Fitz. That's it, man.
I came in violent. I just came in and hopped in my pocket. Got a bad bitch outside, she tryna drop it. Got an F in my mouth.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!